Artificial intelligence was at the core of Google's announcements at their developers conference. AI making calls, powering Android in Google Maps, Photos, Gmail, and even at the doctor's office.
Yeah, some of this borders on sci-fi, others border on creepy. We're going to go through the risks and benefits of Google's AI future.
What you're going to hear is the Google Assistant actually calling a real salon to schedule the appointment for you.
So how can I help you?
Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd.
Sure, give me 1 second.
Okay, so I can get behind a technology that saves me from having to call the hair salon. But I'm pretty skeptical about this one because we didn't see any live demos. It was all pre-recorded. There is a number of ways this could go wrong because at the end of the day, you are talking to a human, so she can't be pre-programmed to answer every single question, and I don't know if I'm going to end up with something completely different than what I originally set out to get from this call.
Yeah, I could see your concerns with that, but I would think when Google's going to implement this for real-life usage, they would probably figure out who is being called with this robot that's powered by DUPLEX. Because if they're calling private numbers, that would seem a little creepy, especially if they don't tell you, hey, I'm a robot, or I'm working through Google Assistant. Perhaps it's going to be more business focused. This is all speculation by my part, but then again, I don't think Google is going to just introduce something like this without thinking it all the way through.
We use machine learning to start suggesting phrases for you as you type. All you need to do is to hit tab and keep auto-completing.
I like Smart Compose because anytime I don't have to do the thinking and replying in an email, I'll actually properly write a response. Otherwise, I'm like, what is this person talking about? What is the nut of this? Maybe it'll work as well as Smart Replies.
Okay, but what about the Smart Compose fails? It's like the autocomplete fails on your text messages. I already have enough of those, and I write in 2 languages, and so that even makes for even more autocomplete fails. So I can imagine the gibberish that I'm going to be writing in email, and potentially, because it's a more office setting, to my boss. So I'm a little bit apprehensive about the Gmail Smart Compose.
With Android P, we're going beyond simply predicting the next app to launch to predicting the next action you want to take. We call this feature App Actions. So let's take a look at how it works. At the top of the launcher, you can see 2 actions. One to call my sister Fiona, and another for my evening run. So what's happening here is that the actions are being predicted based on my usage patterns. The phone is adapting to me and trying to help me get to my next task more quickly.
You don't like the app actions, huh? I like it because I get to think less. What's coming up next? What do I have to do next? Because I will forget from one second to the next. Android knows, and that's a load off my shoulders.
Yeah, but then I want to have free will. What if it suggests something that I didn't want to do, but all of a sudden I want to do it because it suggests it? It's the power of suggestion, and I don't want to be a part of it. I want to have ultimate responsibility of where I'm going next, and I don't want anybody to know me better than I know myself. It's creepy.
But you don't have to follow everything it says, you know. You can just say no, and then it will learn how you are now.
But then it already put it in my brain, Ayaz.
I think that'll be fine.
Another area where AI can help is to actually help doctors predict medical events. Turns out doctors have a lot of difficult decisions to make, and for them, getting advance notice, say 24 to 48 hours before a patient is likely to get very sick, has a tremendous difference in the outcome.
Okay, this we can agree on. We can definitely get behind AI in medicine because it's not going to take people's jobs. It's not going to replace doctors. It's just going to enhance the amount of information they have and they can assess in one sitting. It was incredible to watch how much information they could just determine from your retina.
See, my big thing, several people in my family are doctors. They get overworked. And if anything can lighten their load or make their decision making a little sharper, I think that tool will be welcomed really, really easily.
Okay, this was easy.
If the photos are underexposed, our AI systems offer a suggestion to fix the brightness right there. Or if you happen to have a very special memory, something in black and white, we can recreate that moment in color and make that moment even more real and special.
You can really get behind the new Google Photos. It's got colorization options, it's got smart fixes, so you don't even need to tinker around the settings to find out, how do I adjust this to make it better?
And then you can make your old photos in color and PDFs. And at the end of the day, you already gave all your information to Google Photos, because if you're already using it, they already know who everybody on your photo reel is, so might as well.
Yeah, so I guess that's kind of like 3/4 up.
Sure.
You open the camera, and you start to see lens surface proactively all the information instantly. And it even anchors that information to the things that you see.
Definitely. I think we can both agree on this one, Ayaz. I mean, one of my favorite features was the ability to search using visual search. So, for example, I do this all the time where I see an outfit that I like and I want to know where to buy it. So all I would have to do is point the camera and I'd have all this information about where to find it. Same thing with the copy paste of text in real life. That's amazing.
The augmented reality concepts that can be applied with Google Lens seems so useful. Just being able to identify what exactly am I looking at. It sounds like something that should have been solved by now, but maybe it really is. I really hope it works like the demos showed.
Our teams have been working really hard to combine the power of the camera, the computer vision, with Street View and maps to reimagine walking navigation. So here's how it could look like in Google Maps. Let's take a look. You open the camera.
All right, this is really cool to be able to see the directions in your environment. That takes me out of the screen right here and avoids me from running into stuff, running into people, running into oncoming traffic. And who doesn't want to follow the fox?
I love when I'm visiting a new town, I basically have to spin around to check where I am. And like, is the dot moving? I'm going to move 3 steps this way. Oh, the dot, I'm going the wrong way. With AR, just look up and you can see where you're supposed to go. I really love that idea.
Game changer.
I have no sense of direction.
Me neither. So ultimately, it comes down to how much information you're willing to share to gain access to these pretty cool features.
Some of these features won't be reaching consumer hands for a while, but others will be available in the coming weeks. You're going to have to ask yourself these same questions sooner than you think.
So tell us what you think about these new features, cool or creepy. Respond in the comments below.